Hi everyone, Peter Young, author of The Blue Team. If you have 2 minutes, I've got another book review for you. This time it is Rebound, From Pain to Passion by Matt Doherty. This book came out in 2021. Matt used to play at North Carolina for legendary head coach Dean Smith. He was a teammate of Michael Jordan's. They won the national championship in 1982. And then many years later, Matt was the head coach for North Carolina until he got let go. I was initially interested in reading Matt's book because I was hoping there might be a few mentions of my former assistant coach when I played at George Washington, Bob McKinnon. Bob was on Matt's staff at Notre Dame in North Carolina. Well, it turns out in this book there are references to 3 of my college coaches. So Bob McKinnon, one of the assistants when I was at GW, John Kuester, who was the head coach at GW and played at North Carolina a few years before Matt did for Dean Smith, and then Larry Mangino, who was also an assistant at GW, who is now at the University of Virginia, but Larry was on Matt's staff when Matt went to Southern Methodist University and coached there. So it's an incredibly small world, and that was one of the reasons I did enjoy this book. Matt does a nice job with this. You know, it's as you can see, a quick read. It's an easy read. For me, it got better as it went along. Matt's failure at North Carolina as head coach was very public, very painful, and thus the title. But kudos to Matt for confronting it, discussing it openly and honestly, learning from it, and through this book, helping others learn from his mistakes. And he's got a lot of interesting insights as well. For instance, Dick Vitale, the famous sports broadcaster, was vehemently or very strongly encouraged Matt to stay at Notre Dame. He was only there 1 year before he went to North Carolina. And so he didn't think he should take the North Carolina job. And then he's got a lot of other great quotes as well. Paper remembers, but people forget, so write things down. And then this one, you'll be the same person in 5 years as you are today, except for 1, the people you meet, and 2, the books you read. And Matt quotes Charlie Jones, the broadcaster, I'm assuming, for that quote. I first heard it from Pat Williams, who was the general manager of the 76ers and Orlando Magic. So I love that quote, and as you know, I love to read books. This is a nice, easy read. I recommend it. So there you go, Rebound, 2-minute review. If you've liked this review, give it a like, give it a share, keep your comments coming. And until next time, as always, keep reading.